A 2-year-old girl was found alone in a Kmart parking lot in Spanaway, Washington, in December 1985, wearing a light jacket in freezing weather. No parent in sight, no explanation. When someone finally reached her, she said 5 words. "Mommy is in the trees." Nobody knew what to do with that. Crystal was not yet old enough to explain anything. Not the cold, not how long she had been standing there, not where she had come from. Store assistant manager Molly Cook made an announcement over the intercom and walked Crystal through the toy aisles, trying to jog something loose. Crystal stayed quiet. She showed no signs of distress, which Molly found more unsettling than tears would have been. A child that's still, a child that's silent. Eventually, Crystal was taken to a hospital for evaluation and placed in temporary foster care. The following day, her parents were officially reported missing. 2 days after that, a nurse who had tested Crystal recognized her face from a news broadcast and made the call that connected everything. What she had was a name, Diana, and a father named Mike, and a life in Puyallup, Washington that was modest and quiet, and ordinary in all the ways that matter before everything stops. Diana Robertson was 21. She had been with Mike Riemer since she was a teenager. He was 36. A roofer by trade and a fur trapper in the winter months who ran his lines along the Nisqually River, a stretch of wilderness he knew better than most people know their own neighborhoods. Diana was the kind of mother who made the season something worth remembering. That December, she was planning to take Crystal into the forest to pick out a Christmas tree. Something small, something ordinary, the kind of morning that should not be the last one. December 12th began like it was supposed to. Mike stopped at his father Lloyd's house early that morning, around 8 o'clock. He had Crystal with him. He did not have Diana. Lloyd offered to make breakfast, pancakes and bacon. Mike declined. Said they had to keep moving. He was wearing a heavy winter coat. Crystal only wore a light jacket. Lloyd watched them leave. It was the last time he ever saw his son. That detail, Mike at Lloyd's house without Diana, arrived before anyone understood why it was wrong. And it stayed wrong the longer you looked at it. Mike had borrowed gas money from Lloyd the week before. He had a paycheck waiting at his job that he never collected. His bank account was never touched. A man making plans to disappear does not borrow gas money from his father. A man making plans to disappear collects what is owed to him first. The truck, a red 1982 Plymouth pickup, pulled into the Kmart parking lot sometime that afternoon. A Salvation Army bell ringer was standing near the entrance, close enough to notice it arrive. When investigators later asked who was driving, the bell ringer could not say. Could not say who got out. Could not say how long it was there. Then, Crystal was standing alone on the asphalt. Then, the truck was gone. The searches found nothing. Mike's best friend, Steve, too, searched by both ground and air, retracing the entire trapline route for hours. Lloyd organized searches across every area his son was known to frequent. Bloodhound teams were called in. Nobody found anything. Diana's mother, Louise Conrad, took Crystal home and kept her close. Over the weeks that followed, Crystal became watchful and anxious, in the particular way that children become when they have absorbed something they cannot name. She was hyper-aware, always watching, as if waiting for someone who might appear behind her. Louise kept her near. They waited inside a silence that did not lift. In February, 2 months after Crystal was found alone in that parking lot, a man walking his dog turned onto a logging road near State Route 7, north of Mineral and south of Yelm, and found the red Plymouth buried in snow. Diana was beside it. She had been stabbed 17 times. Around her neck, pulled tight, was a tube sock. On the windshield, tucked into an envelope, someone had written 4 words. "I love you, Diana." Diana's mother believed the handwriting was Mike's, comparing it to holiday cards he had given Diana in the past. The FBI laboratory could not confirm it. Detective David Neeser asked the question nobody could answer. Was it a farewell note left by a man consumed by guilt, or had someone placed it there deliberately to point investigators in the wrong direction? The blood found in the front passenger seat had degraded past the point of typing. Whatever it might have confirmed, it could not. Mike Riemer became the immediate focus. The relationship had been volatile for years. There were documented threats, a history of jealousy. Police had responded to at least 2 domestic disturbance calls. 2 months before Diana's death, Mike had been arrested for domestic assault. He had kicked in her apartment door, thrown her to the floor, and rubbed her face into the carpet. Diana had obtained a restraining order. As Christmas approached, she dropped it. The couple reconciled. Diana's sister Darlene did not know why. Louise believed Diana still loved him. Diana had once told Louise that Mike had threatened to kill her and claimed he could get away with it. At the time, Louise thought they were empty words. He also carried a .22 caliber handgun on his trap lines that was never recovered. He had been prescribed Ativan for anger management, a medication known to occasionally trigger intense outbursts. The case against him was circumstantial, but it accumulated weight the longer it sat. Then, the other facts. The borrowed gas money the week before, suggesting plans, not flight. The uncollected paycheck, the untouched bank account. And then, found roughly a mile from where Diana's body lay, a human skull. It took years to confirm it belonged to Mike Riemer. There was a tree growing up through it. He had been there the entire time. Investigators concluded he had likely died around the same day he vanished. His cause of death could not be determined. His handgun was never found. That changed nothing, and it changed everything. In August 1985, 4 months before Crystal was found alone in that parking lot, a couple named Stephen Harkins, 27, and Ruth Cooper, 42, left Tacoma for a weekend camping trip at Toole Lake in Pierce County. They brought their dog. When neither showed up for work on Monday, they were reported missing. A passerby found Stephen's body inside his sleeping bag in the front seat of their car. Shot once in the forehead while he slept. Their dog was found 800 yards away, also shot. Ruth was gone. 2 months later, hunters found her skull near Hearts Lake. Her body was discovered 50 feet away. She had been shot in the abdomen, and around her neck, tied in the same manner, pulled in the same style, was a tube sock. The same knot, the same wilderness, the same type of victim, a couple alone in the woods. Stephen Harkins and Ruth Cooper have never been connected to Mike Riemer by any evidence. Their case has never been solved. The knot is the only thing anyone can say for certain connects these cases, and nobody has ever explained it. Crystal is in her early 40s now. She has no real memory of what happened. Her grandmother Louise keeps a photograph of Diana on the dresser. Crystal, who grew up knowing her mother only through other people's grief, still shows that photograph her new things. Small moments from a life Diana never got to see. That image is the truest thing about this case. A daughter, grown, still introducing herself to a mother who never came home. Whoever drove that truck to the Kmart that December morning made one decision. They left Crystal alive. We don't know why. We don't know who. And Crystal, the only witness to whatever happened in those trees, was 2 years old and had only 5 words to give us. 39 years later, that is still all we have. If this case deserves more attention, leave your thoughts below. Like and subscribe. These stories should not be forgotten.